There's something you absolutely need to do before you start playing Mists of Pandaria Classic. And I'm not talking about prepping for launch or checking the fastest leveling route or even picking the right class. I mean, something that changes everything. Because if you just jump into Pandaria without doing this first, you're gonna miss what made this expansion so special. And no, it's not about pandas. It's not about mounts. It's not even about the raids. It's about a tiny, almost invisible thing Blizzard did that flipped the game upside down. At least for me, it did back when Mists of Pandaria was announced and went into playable beta. I was confused. I expected a dark, gritty follow-up to Cataclysm. But what we got was a calm music, bamboo forests, lots of chi, and a zone named the Jade Forest. Some people, quite a bit actually, even joked about it. It felt more like a vacation than an expansion. But here's the thing. That was the point. Blizzard didn't just make a new continent. They made an experience. A slow, peaceful, almost spiritual break from all the chaos. And for me, it worked. And now I intend on undergoing that experience again. However, that's where some players got it wrong. Because if you rush through it trying to reach level cap ASAP, you missed it. Every expansion before Mists of Pandaria was about war. But in Pandaria, the world was the main character. Not the bosses, not the gear, but the landscape and the stories in the dirt. Every quest, every detail, every piece of background music, it was as if everything tells you, slow down. Even the loading screen said it, slow down. Life is to be savored. So here's the thing you must do before you start. Learn how to play slowly. I don't mean walking everywhere or role-playing. I mean actually experiencing the game, stopping at shrines, talking to random NPCs scattered throughout Pandaria, reading the flavor text. This way you'll find stories that most people never saw. Let me give you an example. In the Valley of the Four Winds, you'll meet a little Pandaran family on a farm. They're not heroes, not even warriors. They're just living, planting crops, arguing over dinner, and somehow they feel more real than most raid bosses. That's because Blizzard is trying a new angle. Anyway, this family, they're showing you what you're fighting for, not to save the world, but to protect the peace. It's a completely different kind of story. And you'll totally miss it if you're speed leveling your way to 90, which is fine if that's your style. But here's a wild trick. Before you play, go on YouTube and search Mists of Pandaria soundtrack full. Hit play and close your eyes, or don't if you're tired. You might fall asleep. You'll feel it, the wood flutes, the gentle strings, the sound of water flowing. It's not just music, it's storytelling. It's literally training your brain to slow down, which isn't a bad idea if you look at the current state of the world. And if you go into the game with that mindset, you'll see things others won't. Like the old turtle that carries an entire village on his back, or the giant statue built by the Mogu that nobody talks about, or the little Pandaran boy who just wants to be a cook. Before you start playing, you need to do something that sounds weird. Unlearn the way you've been playing WoW. Forget the grind to level cap mindset. Forget skipping quest text. Forget spamming dungeons or doing efficient routes. Because Pandaria isn't about being efficient, it's about being present. And if you rush through it, if you treat it like every other expansion, you'll walk right past the thing that made this era of WoW feel so timeless. By the way, if you skip the like button, the shot of disappointment will spawn in your comment section. Feed it a like and subscribe, or face the consequences. Anyway, let's dig up the secret Blizzard hoped you'd miss. In every other expansion, you're the hero, the chosen one, the champion. Everyone loves you except when you're a gnome, gives you rewards, cheers when you sneeze. But not in Pandaria. You arrive on a boat and within minutes a monk is already annoyed. Everyone treats you like you're a problem, because, face it, you kind of are. Everywhere you go, you bring war. The land literally gets more corrupted the more you fight, and the Pandaran, they see right through you. One even says it straight, you bring your hatred with you. That's the twist. You're not the hero in this expansion, you're the test, and Pandaria is watching to see what you'll do next. And here's another detail most players skipped entirely. Tucked away in the Seat of Knowledge, there's a Lorewalker Cho. You probably know him. Have you ever done all his quests? You'll unlock one of the most unique pieces of content in the game, story-based scenarios. Scenarios where you just learn the actual history of Pandaria. One story is about how the Mogu tried to enslave the continent, another tells how the Pandaren rebelled without weapons. Seriously, they literally fought with fists, farming tools, and sheer stubbornness. You thought Stormstout Brewery was just a silly beer run? Wrong, that dungeon is a metaphor. You're literally fighting off your own bad habits. Even the final boss, Yanju the Uncased, is a bubbling mess of chaos created by too much of a good thing. Blizzard wasn't just designing dungeons. They were holding up a mirror and saying, hey, maybe you're the problem. Thanks, Blizzard. Real subtle. Alright, something else. The Shado-Pan. The cool kids of Pandaria, black armor, silent monks, giant tigers. They live way up in the mountains, away from everything. You don't even meet them until later in the game, and when you do, they don't care who you are, and, you're not welcome yet. To them, you're just noisy, reckless, and dangerous. And the Shado-Pan spent their lives doing one thing, keeping the darkness out. Not just the Shah, but the darkness inside people. You don't earn their trust with a quest. You earn it by surviving and by learning. By the time you're helping them defend the gate of the August Celestials, it hits you. You're not the center of the story anymore. You're just little part of a much bigger fight, a quieter one. One that's been going on for thousands of years, and for once, that feels kind of refreshing. If you skipped through the video, which I hope you didn't, the thing you absolutely need to do before playing MoP Classic is slow down and listen. Because Mists of Pandaria isn't just another expansion, it's a pause button. It's the only time Blizzard told us, hey, maybe put the sword down for a second. And if you missed that message, you didn't really play Mists of Pandaria. You just rushed through it like I did at first. Look, play however you want. But if you want to feel what made Pandaria legendary for so many of us, you gotta treat it like more than content. Treat it like a story, like a world and a place worth protecting. Not just looting, because if you rush through it again, clicking through quest text like you're swiping left on Tinder, don't be surprised when Pandaria swipes back. So do the smart thing. Like, comment, and subscribe before Lorewalker Cho shows up at your door with a scroll of regrets and a very disappointed look.